Hello, welcome to my channel. I have not posted a video in a very long time, and today I just got this urge. It was like, you are doing YouTube videos again. So here we are. My name is Sara Parson. I call myself a soul communicator. I feel it's like a psychic medium, but it's very much like I feel like I tap into your soul, and so I deliver very powerful, strong soul messages for you. And today is all about connecting with your soul and working through and finding what needs to be released to then be able to find what can be let in. And sorry, I feel like I'm already channeling, and I have a hard time talking about not the messages when I'm connected to energy, because it's like, we got a story to tell, we got things to say. But I felt very called to do these crystals. So I have an angel aura quartz, a regular, just good old-fashioned quartz, and then I have smoky quartz. And at first I was not going to put the smoky quartz in, but I felt called to just plop. And I looked at it and I was like, it looks like it shouldn't be there. Like smoky quartz is very protective, and I channel this message before I even got out these cards or even figured out what this reading was about. Well, this helped me figure out the reading. Is something from past lives, or even in this life, that was made to protect you, has run its course, and is now, it's like obscuring you. It's in the way. And it's something about being gentle with it. Like, we see this instead of being like, what are you doing there? You don't belong here anymore. Like, I'm so mad at you for staying here. It's more of like, let's look at it and say, wow, you were put here to protect me during a time when I really needed this protection. I needed to act a certain way. I needed to have a certain job. I needed to do a certain thing in this life or in many of my past lives to protect me, or just one past life. That felt important to say, to clarify that. And so it's looking at it and thanking it and saying, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for being there for me. But guess what? I no longer need you. You have run your course. And so now we can gently open up, find that piece that needs to be released. And I'm here like, give it a little kiss and then send it on its way. And now the energy gets to be used in the world for something else. Like, it gets to be neutral energy, it gets to protect somebody else. Oh my gosh, now it feels so good. It feels so light. But again, we don't need to be angry at these things that are within us that need to be released. I'm hearing so bad, like so bad. It's like literally learning to give these parts of ourselves and our past and our history a hug, even if we don't fully understand this history of like, why am I so afraid of, I'm just gonna say, elevators? Like, why am I petrified every time I get onto them? Maybe in a past life, something traumatizing happened on an elevator. It's something like that, of something's trying to protect you, but now you just don't need that anymore. And so it's reaching into yourself, pulling it out, saying, thank you, I love you, and then gently letting it go. So this reading is very much about being extremely gentle with yourself and your past, whether, again, it's in this life or others or just one other, and learning to part with these things that it could be a subconscious or a conscious thing of something that you find that, like this, smoky quartz, this protective energy that no longer needs to be here. If it's conscious, if you're aware of this, you might think, I still need this to protect me. Like, I've had this energy for so long, like, and I need to I feel like I'm like, nope, I will never open this hand for you or anyone else or for myself. Like, this is actually protecting me so much. But it's like what is it called? A metaphor? is like, if I were to keep my hand like this would suck. Like, it's already starting to get really uncomfortable. Like, my nails I just cut them. They're really short. Like, they would start digging in. I would create bruising. I can't use this hand, so now I only have one hand to work with. When I do have two hands, when I personally have two hands, it's like, I have the choice. I can hold on to this and decide this is all I have to support me. Or I can open it, even though it's really hard. It can be a struggle. It's painful to let go because it almost numbs. When I hold it so tight, it starts to get numb. So when you open yourself back up again, it can hurt and it can be very confusing. But then we let it go after you heal this hand, after you give it love. Like, I know it's different without the stone in you. It feels so different. But other parts of you can teach this part of you to survive and thrive without that thing that used to protect you but now is holding you back. So now this hand could be like, look at all the things we can do. We can pick up things now. It's like, oh my gosh, I can pick up things. You can do this. It's like, oh, I can dance. Like, it's like allowing other parts of yourself to nurture the parts of yourself that needed to release. Like, if you've been holding something so strongly in your heart, like a heartache or a heartbreak, or you have walls up in your heart and are afraid to let people in again, it's letting other parts of yourself saying, look at these friendships we have, or look at this beautiful community I know of, that look, it is possible. Like, let's interact with these people we know that are safe for us, and let us grow and expand, and eventually then we can invite in love. And because we'll be more discerning and we'll know who is right and who is not for us. So that's just a collective message for everybody here. And now we're going to dive in to more like specific messages. So this is a collective reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because there's so many energies within this reading. Some things might feel like they apply to you, like, you know, bullseye, and other things you might go, that doesn't feel for me. Use your own judgment, use your own intuitive judgment. But I'm getting this message of, there may be, if there is a message that feels uncomfortable to receive, that doesn't mean it's not for you. Uncomfort is different than your intuition, because sometimes during these readings, there can be uncomfortable truths. I know for me, when I watch pick a card readings, it's like, okay, yeah, I do need to work on that. Like, you know, I wish it could have been not that message for me, but honestly, that is what I need to hear. And then it like changes my life for the better. So that feels like a big message in here. If it's uncomfortable, but it feels intuitively for you, it's for you. If it's uncomfortable, but in this way that you reject it, like it's literally like a rejection, like a soul rejection, then it's not for you. But if you want to reject it, but your soul wants to soak it in, it's for you. Because this is messages to your soul, also from your soul. It's like, this is what your soul is telling you, and it's to reconnect the wires that are you and your soul, because you're one and the same, but some little wires have been disconnected. It's just bringing it back together. So this is your soul supporting you, nurturing you, and letting you know, hey, it's time to release this or these things, and it's time to invite in these things when we do release, or this is what you get to invite in when you have the space once we release. So these overall are very nurturing and supportive, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it, there can be some uncomfortable things, but I need you to know, I always deliver messages with nurturing gentleness, because that's what I feel like we all deserve. I'm not a harsh truther person. You'll get into it. You'll see if this reading's for you, if you imbibe with the energy. So this is pile 1. Pile 2 and pile 3, and I will have it, what am I trying to say? where to go in the description box, the timestamps. You'll click on which one is for you. And if multiple piles speak to you, do that, but trust that beautiful, soulful intuition of yours. And I will see you at your reading. See you soon. Hello, pile 1. So this is your reading. It was interesting, right when I connected to your energy, I just felt this jolt of energy and I heard, well, that packs a punch. So I feel there's multiple messages in here depending on which one you feel is for you. One, I feel when you connect to your spirit team, any energies that you connect with in general in the higher realms is how I'm hearing it. It feels like the messages can sometimes pack a big punch. And also a couple meanings for this, meaning like maybe you feel they feel kind of harsh, or maybe you feel it's like, oh my gosh, that was like catalyst for something and it made massive change. It's like every message packs a punch in this way of it holds so much like dense information, and sometimes that could be really hard to sift through. I'm hearing if it's a lot or too much information. And for some of you, the packing a punch, it's almost like kind of similar in this way. When you connect to energy, you just feel so powerful. Like you feel like you could pack the punch in your energy. Like you have all this power rising in you, but I'm hearing like you're a battery with nothing to be put in. It's like you have all this power and this energy, but it's like, put me in something. Like I need my purpose to use this energy, and it can feel like you're at full of power, but you don't know what to do with it. So it could be a mixture of all of that too. I feel you're a pile, like you are people who you have so much to offer, and you know this, and you don't know what to do with it, or all of the information that you're getting, or you feel like you're not at your place yet or something like that. And all of a sudden I got like really sad. Like when I was first describing it, I had so much energy, and now I just feel like depleted. Like, woe is me, sort of. Like I had all this spark, I had all this energy, now it's gone. Like now I'm seeing the battery going zoom, because I'm like, because I had nowhere to go. So why would I keep working on that energy? Why would I keep those energy levels up if no one's using this in the proper way? If I can't be placed or found somewhere? And my first thing that I'm hearing is there's a lot of external pressure of how to use your energy. I'm hearing right now it's not a time for people to come to you and say, hey, let's place you here, and then shoom, energy. It like you get to be used as the battery and people going, yay! Like there's something about really wanting to be seen, but right now is actually time for you to see your own power and like keep, like we're not all going to be at 100% all the time. That's impossible. No. But I mean your power, when you get these power surges, you're allowed to use them for yourself. You're supposed to use them for yourself. When you don't know how to use it, technically, I guess, or if you don't have a space to help other people, it's for you. I'm almost hearing like there's gates. There's something about intentionally being blocked or protected, so you use your energy on yourself. And I'm curious if this is something about releasing. So let's look at this before I keep going. Moon. Number 32, and we have water. So right now I'm almost, number 8 too. So if you think 3, 4, 5, so 3 and 2 is 5. So 5 and 8, I'm like abundance, change. I'm also viewing just the moon, kind of viewing it in tarot right now. Like the moon is really going inwards, and it's so interesting. I feel like I'm just like, I want to give up on this reading. I'm literally just like, I don't know. I felt like I was going somewhere with this, and now I feel deeply depressed and like this is going horribly, and I really don't want to continue this reading. But I feel like this is the energy I'm being shown of like being so depleted. I'm curious if it's like you used to feel like you had so much energy and over time it was like not properly knowing where to put it, or it was used wrong. I'm kind of thinking of, in human design, manifesting generators and generators. If you know your human design, like the generator side of things is you have all of this energy. It could be used as like basically a workhorse is how they call it, because you're just this powerhouse of energy. Like you have this battery that's like filled and you can work and work and work, but you can get so depleted and be so unfulfilled when you're not working towards what feels right for you. And it's like you used to have so much energy and now you don't, is kind of how I'm viewing it. Oh, maybe when it was like you didn't know where to be put, it's like, so with generators, the generator side of human design, it's like this is not manifesting generators, but generators is like you have to be invited in, like you can't, or not invited, initiation. You need help initiating with your energy, of someone being like, here's an idea, and you're like, okay, perfect, I will put my energy all in that. And then you go until it's complete. Even if you're unsatisfied, it's like, well, I started, now I have to end. And manifesting generators, you can initiate because you have the manifesting side in there, but then you can also pivot. So I kind of maybe feel this is more generator. It could be also manifesting generator too, like, because you can still put your energy into something, and if you're not aligned if you're not fully realizing your power, you might forget, like you might not feel your manifesting side of like, you can pivot, like you're allowed to pivot. You don't need to complete this task that doesn't serve you. It's like to let go. And I feel this, what we're kind of getting at is here, I feel there's a project or something in your life, it could be a relationship, anything that began, and either you're in the middle of it. I feel there's kind of two separate. If you're a manifesting generator, you could be in the middle of it. If you're a generator, it could be at the end of it, like it's completed. But either way, it's like you are absolutely depleted. And if you are not a manifesting generator, or you have no idea, it doesn't matter if this hits for you, this reading, it is for you. I feel like I'm getting very specific for people who do know this. So again, take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. It's okay. But okay, where was I? I feel there's some, like, what to be released is whatever you're in the middle of or just happened, because it's something that you're so unhappy with, and it was like a project that, or something, it could be relationship, something where you live, like where you moved, it could literally be anything, and it's like you did it, and now you're like, I want to be done, like I'm done being here, I'm done being with this person or something. And I feel whatever it is has literally depleted your energy. It's like you literally just feel like you started at the beginning of this endeavor, this relationship, whatever it is, with so much energy and potential, and you couldn't wait. You're like, can't wait to use my energy and my power. Like I'm a force, like I'm a punch of power, like, and I feel whatever opportunity or something is felt that from you, or saw subconsciously or consciously felt or saw that from you and was like, this is what we're doing. And you're like, yes. And you agreed to it. But then it was like, oh, this isn't for me. But there's like a continuation of doing it. And I'm just hearing it's run its course for you, and it's time to let this go. And the moon, how I'm viewing it in tarot, is it's going inwards, and it's embracing the shadows. And I'm hearing this is what's being illuminated right now. The sun, we can't feel the sun on our face until we deal with the night. And I feel this is the night. This is the shadow part. This is what's depleting your energy, supporting the fact that you do not feel good. I feel like in light, it just feels like it just feels like I'm done. Like, I don't have anything else to give. And I'm hearing, because you're not supposed to keep giving to this anymore. That is why. And I'm literally hearing right now, like, hold yourself, like, literally give yourself a hug and a squeeze. And I'm actually, like, I'm hugging myself, but sending you the energy. It's really hard to be in these moments. Because, again, it's like you can either keep holding on and, like, feel that pain for so much longer, for the rest of your life, or however long you hold on to, or feel that the pain of releasing it for a much, much briefer amount of time, and then feel the freedom. Like, feel the air on your skin again. Like, this part that's, like, been shadowed, it's almost like the part that only the moon can reach or something. Like, the sun can't reach in here. Like, nothing can reach in here but what you're clinging on to. So it's like festering almost. Like, I'm viewing it as like a disease. Like, they say dis-ease turns into disease. So if you've been having a lot of health complications lately, it could be, it's just, this thing is festering energetically and sticking to you, and so it must be released. But also, whenever I bring up medical things, I always say, see a professional. Could be multiple things. So I'm not a medical professional. So please seek care if needed. But that's what I'm getting from this. I want to pull, let's get you another card here. Beautiful pile number 1. Nope, not that one. Herald. I want to look in the guidebook for this. This is a newer deck for me, and I have not looked into this card yet. But how I'm viewing it is, I feel there's like multiple things here for you that were trapped. But this bird on the top here, I feel like it's the one that's been like helping you, being like, you can escape, like you can release yourself. I feel you've had many people in your ear, or at least one person that's been very strongly helping you and supporting you, knowing you can release whatever it is. Like, you might feel like, I've been in this cage, like, I feel trapped, I feel depleted, like I have no energy, there's no place for me to use my energy that I want to. It could be you feel like you have so much to give and you don't know where to give it, and it's just kind of this energy of like, I guess this has to be life, and it does not. This is actually not how it's supposed to be at all. You, in this situation, 100% can free yourself, are meant to free yourself. It has written its course. The lessons have been learned. The karma's checked off. Like, it's just like soul contract complete. Like, I'm just hearing like, it's all done. It literally is all done. What once felt great is allowed to disintegrate. Busting out some little poetry and rhyme here. Love it. Yeah, actually I don't feel called to do the guidebook anymore with this. I feel like this is the message of listen to your higher wisdom. This is also just like your soul being like, let go, let go, let go. There is freedom. There's 100% freedom. And it's like, use other people. Okay, so this is you, and actually it's like, use other people as an example who have set themselves free. Like, there are people out there who have set themselves free, and it doesn't have to be exactly from your situation, but if it helps you, it's like, follow people on social media, listen to stories from your friends or people in real life you come in contact with about how they set themselves free from certain situations. Like, for me, for instance, I always wanted to be a special education preschool teacher. Like, I always wanted to be a teacher since I can remember, but since junior high, I was like, special education preschool, let's go. Went to school, did all of it, did it for 6 years, and my last year, I was like, I am drained. I had weird health issues, like I was talking about here, that I never had before, ever, and they haven't come back. And I just realized I had to let the job go. And it was really hard, because I was like, no, like, this is literally my life's purpose, is to be a classroom teacher and support students who need extra support and who aren't seen. Like, I need to help them feel seen and supported. And I was like, nope, your time is done. And I listened and I released it. It was the hardest thing. And then a few months later, I asked for a divorce, which was honestly harder. And that had been like, I was in that relationship for 6.5 years. Yeah, and that was really, really hard. Like, really hard. That one I wanted to do for years. I feel like as soon as I even got in that relationship, I was like, there's some red flags, but I kept going. Kind of like I was talking about feeling like it's like this course you kept going, even if you're like, I don't know if I feel this is for me. So that's just my own personal examples. I won't get like in detail of them, but in the moment, so hard, extremely painful. But now I'm like, I would do that over and over and over again to be where I am now. So that's my personal example. It is possible to set yourself free. You're supposed to. And it's like, let the moon guide you. It's like, because the moon, I'm just hearing, it's such a soft glow. So you can only see certain things in moonlight. Only some things are illuminated in the moonlight. So I feel like lately you might be getting certain signs over and over again, maybe about change, about being freedom. I'm hearing like shackles or something. If you've been seeing things of like people being held, I don't know. It's like, maybe you identify being like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I can never escape. It's like your soul's sending you signs, outward signs of how you feel on the inside. Your soul is illuminating to you how you feel, showing you, your soul's like, I see you, so let's do something about this. We can be free. We're supposed to be free. And now I want to do, for my own deck, a Gentle Journey Oracle, a couple messages of support, guidance. So here we have, do you feel that you are so loved? It's just a reminder. Again, because when I was feeling with the moon card, I just felt depleted, and I feel like I couldn't take another step forward. I just felt stuck and lost. So if this is how you are feeling, you are so fucking loved by your spirit team. And I'm also getting the sense of, there are physical beings in your life, people in your life who really love you and really want to support you. And I'm hearing to lean on them more than you feel like you can, because they are there as a pillar of support. And also, I always say this when I get this kind of energy is, you can also totally rely on, counseling, therapy, professional support. I had to do that after my massive change. I was like, my nervous system is breaking down. I'm short-circuiting. I need a therapist. And I sought one out after I quit my job and then asked for a divorce. It was like, this is a lot. And so, but you don't have to wait till that happens. Like I looking back, I would have loved to have done that beforehand too. I had couples counseling, but that was different than doing it for yourself. And so I feel like really loving on yourself and treating yourself to support, like really treating yourself to soul nourishment. Again, like therapy or counseling, like yoga or activities that bring you so much joy, but that help you release at the same time. So it could be like a dance class, like that helps you physically release stagnant energy and all this stuff, but it can bring you it brings you so much joy. Like a painting class or something where you release on the page. It's like all this energy gets released in your paintings, but it brings you so much joy. So there's something about really working on loving yourself during this time of releasing, because you're supposed to invite in all of this love, and that's going to fuel you to give you the energy to open up the gate, to free yourself, to release yourself, because this is happening. Like, say it right now, like this is already done, and like this is happening. Like, it doesn't have to be today, but you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You could be like, I don't know when or how I'm going to make it happen. It doesn't matter. Say, okay, that's the plan. And the step right now is to work on deeply loving yourself, to fuel up that battery, your beautiful, powerful energy that really packs a punch. Because when you're so filled with love for yourself, that's when you could have the energy to be like, punch open that gate, really free yourself from the shackles, or like break off the shackles and be like, I am done. I'm free. I'm done. So right now, it's this, if you're like, I don't know what to do next, this is what to do next. work on loving yourself. This is the next step. And then you'll get here. And then we have go out in nature and talk to a plant, tree, grass, whatever they are listening. Then it's your turn to listen back. Nature walks. I feel like I couldn't talk there. Nature walks. I'm hearing ocean runs. Like, I don't know, running on the ocean into the waves, at your own risk. I just feel, nature is there. Like, for me, when I feel extremely depleted, like this happened to me today, I haven't been out. It's like I live in the Seattle, Washington area in the United States, and it's just constantly raining at this time. It's basically rains here except in the summer. So it was like I haven't been out, and today there was a break and I just was like, I need to go out. And it was the most liberating thing. I just felt like it literally helped fuel my battery. So I feel nature for you also is a way to fuel your battery. So these are literally next steps for you to help give you that energy, to help work on just supporting you, encouraging you to break free of whatever is holding you back, to release whatever needs to be released, is working on loving your sweet, sweet ass self. So sweet, so cute, so beautiful, so amazing. That's you. And then go out in nature. And nature will also tell you you're so loved and you're so sweet and beautiful and cute, all that good stuff. So this is your reading today, pile number 1. I really hope it supported you. I hope it resonated. If you desire more nurturing and support, I heard sweet lovin' for your soul, from your soul. A Gentle Journey Oracle is up on my website. I created this when I was in a pit of despair. And I laugh because I'm like, oh, it was hard. It's like, when it was things that are just so hard, you have to laugh. And my spirit team was like, you are going in a spiral, so we are going to have you channel this deck and get you out of this black, deep, dark hole. And so that's what a Gentle Journey Oracle is to really help nurture and support you during times of transition and rebirth, where you just feel like you're just going downwards and you need help being lifted up. So that's what that is. And I also offer personal soul readings on my website as well. I have different kinds, different times, different price ranges. So if any of that calls to you, if you want a more personal reading to support you. And I also have oracle art, which is collage art right now, where I channel energy for a specific soul who I don't know who's going to buy it yet. And I channeled poetry for each of them too. That comes with each oracle art. 3 of them are journals with cut out messages within them. So when you're writing, you will be like, oh my gosh, it's like a channeled message in here. And each journal has a very specific intense energy in there. And whoever purchases the journals, each one, I literally hold them and transfer energy from your spirit team into it. So I loved making them, and I just know whoever gets them will be so supportive and love them. So that's my little spiel on what my offerings are. And I would love to hear how this reading resonated with you in the comments. Like this if you don't feel like sharing. I completely understand if it's like, that meant a lot, but I don't feel like telling a soul about it. That happens to me a lot. So I'm sending you so much love, sending you another huge hug, and I hope to feel you later. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. So right when I got on your energy, I just was shuffling my other decks, get them ready, and then when I turned to start recording, I literally was just froze, and I just put my hands over my head, and I was like, I don't know what to do. It was almost like, I can't do this. I don't know how to start this. I don't know how to do this. And I almost feel like I was shown my own roots, because I always ground myself before readings, and I felt them go come up. I feel so ungrounded. I don't know what to do. So I'm actively trying to ground myself, because I get shown a lot of energies, but when it affects my energy like that, I'm like, okay, I still need to be grounded for this reading. So I feel there's something that you feel has really uprooted your life, or I think I think you uprooted your life. You're feeling very ungrounded and very uncertain is how I'm hearing it. And I just like almost feel like this, I just feel nervous tick energy. Like I just, and part of me, I'm like, I don't even want to do the reading. I want to ignore this, but I want to go somewhere, but I want to ignore this. Like I want to move forwards, but I want to ignore what's going to actually move me forwards, is how it feels. It's like avoidance. It's like, I feel to get what you want, this is what you want. And I'm hearing like going on a bear hunt. I don't know if you know that. This is the preschool teacher of me. Sorry, not sorry. It's like, going on a bear hunt, gonna catch a big one, what a beautiful day. And then it's like, oh, come across a river, can't go under it, can't go around it. Oh, we have to go through it. And it's like splish, splash, splish, splash. And that's how you get what you want. But I'm hearing like this is like dense trees around. It's like all this stuff. It's like literally the only way to get what you want is to go through the river, go through this thing that you've been avoiding. But you've been trying every way. It's like, is there a bridge all the way over here? Like, can I? And then it's like going through all these ways, and then it's a roadblock. It's a dead end. And then you get so disappointed, so depleted, be like, why isn't this working out for me? Why isn't what I want where I want it? Like, everyone says to manifest this one way, and I am. I'm doing all the manifestation work. I'm doing all the self-love, like all this stuff. Why am I not getting what I want? And I'm hearing, because it's like, I heard, sweet child, it's because you just need to go through it. I'm hearing kind of like take a pause here. Soak in this information. And give yourself a hug. And I'm hearing, if you need to cry, cry. If you need to shout right now, I literally want to like, I want to like flip off this. I want to be like, fuck no. Like, I refuse. Like, that is not the way I want to do it. And it just feels like, I feel so angry now. I feel like some of you are like cry screaming or laugh screaming or scream crying, laugh crying. It just feels like there could be a lot of emotional energy here. And it could be like, at first you feel extreme like sadness or anger at first, and then it goes into sadness, or it changes in anger. I feel like it starts as sadness and goes into anger, and it's like, yeah, you're allowed to be angry. That's a big thing here. I'm curious if you haven't allowed yourself to be angry. If it's like, I need to stay positive for manifestation. I'm doing all these things and I really try to stay positive for this manifestation. I'm hearing what the part that needs to be released right now is your anger. There's a kernel of anger in you that it clearly needs to be released, is how I'm hearing it, in this way of like rage, like an outpour of rage, but in a respectful way to yourself and for others. So in healthy, supportive ways, meaning literally grabbing a pillow, screaming into the pillow, like hitting a pillow or something, like hitting something that's safe to hit. I don't know, going to one of those places where they have old computers and stuff, like, and you have a bat and you smash things safely. You have all the gear on. Journal ranting, that helps me a lot personally. But again, maybe you're not a journal ranter. Maybe you're like a physically, like, I need to let this out, like swimming. I don't like exercise, like running, like all this at your own risk, at your own discretion, whatever you feel called to do. But it feels like anger needs to be released. You need to allow yourself to be fucking angry. It's like, I want to just swear. It's like, I just want to be like, I just want to be angry. You're allowed that energy. And I feel like there's a nervousness of staying in that energy. And it's like, when you release it and you intentionally release anger, it's like calling your spirit team also to be like, help me release this anger in a safe way where I also actually release it and I don't hold on to it. I feel like there could be a fear of holding on to anger, but it's like, I'm here with all the work you've done, honey. No, I don't know if your spirit team calls you honey or something, but it's like, oh no, honey, like, you don't need to worry about that. Like, you will release the anger, and you're meant to release the anger. And so you need to go through your anger and then through this thing. I feel it could be a couple things here. Like, you really actually just need to let yourself be absolutely angry. And when you release this anger, it's going to be like, this was all fogged up and you couldn't see this way. And then all of a sudden the fog's going to be like, oh, like you released the anger that was holding all the clarity at bay. And then it's going to be like this rainbow comes out and it's like going to feel like a miracle with the clarity you get. And it's going to be like, oh, I made it. Or it can be like, first there's a level of anger being like, I don't want to deal with this. I really don't want to deal with this. I don't want this to be the way to get what I want. And so that could be it. So first deal with the level of anger. And then it's going to be like, I can deal with this. I'm going to deal with this. I am dealing with this. And then you deal with it. Tower. This isn't a tarot card, but I'm viewing it as the Tower in tarot. Saturn, like a Saturn return moment. Maybe you are in your Saturn return. Or maybe you're like, I already went through my Saturn return. I feel like I should have gotten rid of all that stuff. But maybe it's like there's a tower that stood that needs to be released. And it's like, it's going through this tower moment, letting things crumble that need to be released. But in this card, we also have, number 6, and we also have 19 and air. So 1 and 9 is 10. So I'm viewing that as like a fresh start, new beginning, like end of a cycle. Well, 10 is the end, and then it's a new cycle, because the Tower card in this actually represents like a strong, stable, like energy, like a good, like this, it can be good, like stability. So I feel whatever you go through, sorry, I'm probably holding this terribly. You're probably like, I can't even see that, Sarah. Yeah. It's very shiny. What was I saying? Also spades. To get the stability you crave, which you do deserve, it's what you desire, you deserve it, it's your soul's desire. It's like you just inherently deserve this, because everyone deserves a stability. Like, you are allowed this treat. I'm hearing you view it as a treat, but it's a basic allowance. So maybe some of you need to really work on releasing that. You need to like be perfect or act a certain way, again, withhold, like trying to be like, I'm not angry, to get the stability. It's like, or feeling like you have to act a certain way to get the stability you crave, or to get to the heights that you wish to get to. So I'm hearing even like stardom, like, or feeling like a star within your own world, like lighting up your own life. It's like you feel like you have to be this perfect princess. But I don't know why, or the prince. Maybe that's channeled for a specific person. I don't know. But like a perfect person. You do not need to identify as a princess for this to, be for you. I just feel there's an energy here of feeling like you have to act a certain way to get this basic need of stability. And no, you're allowed to be so angry and release that anger, and it's like the universe is still like, yeah, you still deserve this. Like, the universe doesn't look at anger as bad, sadness as bad, ungratefulness as bad, to a certain degree. Like, ungratefulness, not to a certain degree, that was wrong. Like, to fully appreciate, to love your life, there needs to be gratefulness. So you can be ungrateful and still have stability, but you're not going to really notice the stability. Does that make sense? But the universe is still like, we love you, you deserve stability. But you're just not going to see it if that's the energy you're in. I hope that clarified that. We're just taught a lot that certain emotions are bad, but no. Like, that's one huge thing I worked with a lot with when I was a classroom preschool teacher, a special education preschool teacher. Like, emotions was the biggest thing. And actually I had to talk to a lot of parents about how mad is not bad, anger is not bad. And so that's something I feel that's been instilled within us, is being yelled at when we're angry versus being someone trying to understand our anger. So maybe you're unaware of how to understand your anger. So that's something to work on. I feel like that's something to work through to get what you want, is understanding where your anger comes from, understanding the root, the foundation of your anger. Like, why do I feel this level of anger when this happens, or when something doesn't go my way, or when someone talks to me a certain way? It's like, instead of now ignoring it and pushing it down, it's like, let it arise. I feel like this is not just a one-time release and it's done. I feel this is really something for you to explore, is learning to understand your anger, where it resides, like physically in your body. Sorry. Just sneezed, obviously. You heard that. I don't know, maybe the nose? I don't know. Sniff out your anger. Release that. Sneezing is a way of releasing, so I don't know, you could, when you start doing this, you could actually release in multiple ways too, like bodily fluid or body wise, I don't know. But see a doctor if it feels not good. I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's what I'm feeling here. Is this is really about learning how to embrace your anger and see it for what it is, which is a tool to get to learn something about yourself. Anger is not bad. Anger is an emotion. We have anger for a reason. If the universe was like, no one on this earth should have anger, I don't know, there wouldn't be anger. Like, there's a reason it's here to work with and to work through. It's not good when it festers, again, that festering within you. So it needs to be released and expressed. And then it's like, don't try figuring out where your anger comes from before it's released. Like, really allow yourself to release, because it's just going to get so frustrating. Be like, while you're angry, be like, where do you come from? The anger is going to be like, I don't know, I need to be let go. Like, your mind and heart and soul can't really process that as clearly when the anger's within you. So it's first, let yourself release. Then start digging deep when you feel like you can. Like, after a big release too, there could be just a couple days you literally need to do nothing. Like, your body needs to recoup. Your human body needs to do that before you kind of go into this work for yourself of digging deep and figuring out, where is this coming from? What does this mean? Okay, I want to pull, this is interesting. I want to pull you a card from the Lover's Oracle. I almost didn't bring this out because it was so different from every other deck, but I just felt so called to just have it here. So there's a message, a massage for you. Maybe your anger's coming from a certain relationship. I don't know. So pile number 2. Okay. 2 came out for you. How do I want? I want it like this. Oh good, you can see them. The angle I'm at, I don't know if the cards are straight or crooked, so. Here we have friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So how I was viewing this was, on this side is something that's making that this is where the anger's coming from, and on this is what you desire on this side. So I feel there's a releasing with friendship, like a certain friend, or maybe your whole friend group. I'm hearing shackles holding you down, like anchoring you when you don't want to be anchored anymore. So like in the beginning, the collective part of the reading, it was like things that used to protect you are no longer needed. I feel there are certain souls in this life that you've developed friendships with, and then you might feel such a strong connection with them. And in past lives, it could have been like such great protective energy that you needed from each other. Or even in this life, it's like, I'm here like, they were my ride or die. Like they were there for me for this and this and this and this. And now you might feel so much resentment and anger towards them, because now your lives are shifting, like, because I feel like you've done, again, a lot of healing work and like working on yourself and working on self-love. I feel like there's been a lot of that. So now, and they haven't, or the way, if you have, it's like, if they have, it's something though is like separating, growing apart. And I feel there's anger around a certain friendship. And take that, maybe it could be romantic for you, but I'm getting the sense of like someone you were like, you're my ride or die, like you've been my soulmate for so long. Soulmates aren't just love. It can be best friends, family members, all of that. But I'm just getting this sense that something's really shifted and there could be a lot of anger in this relationship or relationships. And release this anger, like rant about it, scream about it, and literally get absolutely everything off your chest to your own self, like not to them. Like this is where the respect comes from, is rant in a journal. And you are allowed to say, this might sound bad, but you're allowed to be as mean as you need to be in those journal entries or in your pillow, what you scream where no one can hear you, because it needs to be let out. And they don't have to be true for them to still need to be let out. Like for me, like for an example, when I was so upset a few months ago, being like, I feel like the universe promised me all these things and I haven't gotten them. So I literally wrote a letter to the universe being like, fuck you. How dare you, universe? Like, and I just felt this intuitive feeling of like, let it out. Like, we don't care. Like, we know you have a good heart. We know where you come from. And I literally was just like cursing at the universe. And I was just like, you're a big fat liar, you ugly universe. Like, it was just like, but it doesn't actually mean anything, but it needs to be released. And so that's kind of the energy I'm feeling here, is like, literally say what needs to be said, get it off your chest, all those angry thoughts, mean things that need to come up, but not to them, please, not to them, but in your own respectful void area where it won't be seen or heard by anybody else but you and your spirit team, the universe. So very big on respect here, but it needs to be released. This anger has to be released for, I feel like, the stability you desire. Like this anger, it just has to be let go. So let's look over here. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So for every single one of you, there's something in your heart, in your soul, you know you desire so bad, that you've been wanting to get to so bad. And this could also be an unconscious thing for some of you, but your heart and your soul know. And this anger could awaken you, because you might not even realize this path has been here. I feel some of you have consciously been trying to avoid it, being like, I don't want to deal with this thing to get what I want, so I'm going to try every other way. But the way is to get through this anger and really work through and understand why this friendship or friendships are not working for you, or relationship in general. Like, really figure out the why. And that's going to, like, that's when the rainbow is going to appear and be like, ah. Some of you, it's been unconscious. It's like, you're like, I want this thing, but it's like, you can't even see it. Like, you just consciously don't even see this. But subconsciously, it's like you've been avoiding it, but you just haven't realized it. So you've been so confused of why. It's like, why is everything I try not working? Like, I feel like I want something, but I don't even know what it is. But I'm just like unhappy trying this. I'm unhappy going this way. Where do I go to be happy or to feel good? And it's now, this is kind of like right now, this is helping you clear the fog of realizing this is what you need to support yourself with and go through and accomplish to get what's deep in your heart. And I feel then it's going to, your heart knows the answer. So even if you don't feel like you're actually actively working towards something or actively trying to go somewhere in your life or manifest something in your life, but you know how you feel now is just doesn't feel good and you want something better, your heart is leading you to support yourself through this, to release this anger, work through this friendship thing, not thing, sorry, that made it feel like not important. Work through this friendship situation. And then it's kind of like you're going to slowly gain clarity of what your heart and soul want, because sometimes we're not supposed to know exactly the solid plan or idea because it could scare us sometimes. But then once we see it, we're like, yes, that thing, ding, 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 ding. So I feel that's the energy here for you. I'm going to pull you one more card as from my own deck, A Gentle Journey Oracle. Woo. As a party message. You don't know until you know. Take it easy on yourself. How would you talk to a friend going through what you are currently experiencing? Couple messages coming here. I feel maybe one of the things is this friendship isn't reciprocal. Like how you would talk to them kindly with respect, trying to bring in positive vibes. Maybe they're not reciprocating that. And so that's really like subconsciously or consciously really getting on your nerves. So that could be one thing. But also after this reading, instead of being like, I should have known, I should have done this sooner. No. You're at the right place. You're at the right time. There's a reason you're seeing this now. You don't know until you know. Maybe you didn't realize this. Even if you felt like you knew, but it was just like you fully didn't know or you did know, it's still take it easy on yourself. That's the point. How would you talk to somebody else going through this? You wouldn't be like, wow, you really fucked up. Like you should know. So please don't talk to yourself that way. So it's, I think like you really need to release this anger because I feel like the anger is coming at you in certain ways. It's like your inner voice is taking that anger out on you. And so when you release this, it's also like you're going to find yourself being more gentle with yourself, more kind to yourself, and more nurturing to yourself. And that is what you fully deserve. So pile number 2, this is your reading. If you want more support, personal support, I have A Gentle Journey Oracle on my website. I made it during a very dark night of the soul moment of my own path on my own transformation journey. I was just spiraling and I could not see the light at all. So my spirit team was like, you're channeling this deck to bring you support and nourishment. And it really did pull me out of that dark place. So that's the support of this deck. So if you feel you need that support of being pulled out of feeling like it's a dark place, that's what I always, when I grab this deck for myself, is when I feel that spiral. And I also have personal soul readings on my website, different kinds, different price ranges. And I have what's called Collage Oracle art. I just channeled certain, what am I trying to say? I channeled messages like through art, through thrifted magazines, and also some journals. So I also have some journals that I thrifted and collaged the cover, channeled poetry for them, and I have cut up channeled messages throughout the journals as well. And it's supposed to be a very deep, like each of them have a very specific, different, powerful energy to them to help support you through whatever transformation you're currently going through. So maybe one of those will speak to you and help nourish your little soul. How long have I been talking now? I don't know. But either way, pile number 2, I'm sending you another huge hug. Did I send you a hug before? I don't know. I'm sending you a hug now. Literally, I'm like hugging myself. Like that was proof. That was not. But this hug is being sent to you. And I don't know, I'm feeling like light and giddy now. And I feel like I'm feeling like I'm becoming more spry. And this is the energy that's you're moving towards once this anger gets more released. So I really hope this supported you and nourished you today, and I hope to feel you later. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. For you, I felt is interesting. These crystals, I really felt called to bring at the beginning of the reading, like before I did the collective one and everything. But every time I tried to place them, it didn't feel right, so I just put them off. I was like, I guess these are for me. As soon as I get to this reading, I'm like, okay, you're gonna put the hearts here, here, and this here. And I'm like, oh, they were for you. So this is very intriguing. So I cannot remember what these are. I'm sorry. I know it starts with an M. It's like deep red with some black. I do not remember what this crystal stone is called, so I'm sorry. But then I have 2 angel aura rose quartz and then an agate. So maybe that means something to you. I just feel this is like something, I don't know, I'm hearing like a love reading of some sort. This energy is extremely different than the other two. It's like I feel in the dark. Like it's interesting. Right when I got into your energy, I felt nothing. Usually I'll feel an emotion. It's like I'm getting a sense of the people, the collective's energy of how they're feeling. It's like tapping into your soul. But this one, it felt like I was like, oh, am I even connected? Like, but I felt okay to start this. If I feel like you might just feel like you don't know anything that's happening. But I don't feel anxious about it. I don't feel upset. I literally am just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm curious if this is how you feel. Almost like this sense that it's this deep surrender. And if you've been looking for love, because, okay, this is another thing. At the beginning of this reading, when I had these, and I didn't put them out, it was like, I heard in my head, this is a love reading, but you're not going to tell any. Like, this is not what it's about. And so I'm curious if the other two piles, like, a lot of people identified with it having to be in a romantic relationship or just friendships or relationships in general. But for you, I feel called to say this is a love reading. And it just feels lighter. Like, I don't know how to describe this, but I'm confused. Like, you might be like, what? Like, I myself is like, okay, how is this going to tie in with releasing and inviting in? Because this just feels so different. But now I'm feeling kind of lightheaded of just like, why does it need to make sense? Nothing needs to make sense for things to appear. Nothing needs to make sense for things to happen. Maybe you were led here because of the type of reading it was labeled, but it's supposed to be different. I don't know. We'll see getting into it, but it just feels like I'm getting this sense of like you were led here thinking one thing was going to happen, but guess what? Something completely different is going to happen. Okay, this is a love reading. What the fuck? Not in a bad way. I'm just like, whoa, we all got bamboozled here. Like, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, I'm really giddy. It's just kind of like, I'm almost hearing like, this is the only way we could get you here. And I don't do love like, this is very rare. Like, I only do it when things like this happen, when it's like, okay, this is what it is. I'm like, okay, but I've never had it like this before. I don't want to pull this card right now. I don't know. Will we ever look at it? I don't know. I'm honestly just kind of like, will it ever be seen? Like, will we actually ever get what we came here for? And so this makes me think there's something that you like, I'm hearing like you moved across the country for something. You took a big leap of faith, or you did something pretty drastic with the intention of something. Like, it could have been a job. Like, I moved for a job, but then it's like, bam, you meet the love of your life. And maybe that job didn't work out. Or maybe you're like, end up hating the job and it was for and then you do something else. But the main reason you did that was to meet your divine counterpart sort of energy, or like this soulmate, this person. It could be a friend group even. Like, it's just strong soulmate vibe, which soulmates could be friendships, family, romantic partners as well. So whatever resonates for you, like, love isn't just like, there's platonic love as well. So just take what feels right for you. It's like, maybe you move somewhere and it's like, here's a whole soul family for you of like, maybe you didn't grow up feeling like you belonged in your blood family, or maybe if you even were adopted, maybe they're not your blood family, but they were your family, you know? And you moved somewhere, you did something. I keep saying moved, like something big, like moved locations, moved jobs, even if it's in the same city or place, it's like you moved. I feel this does have to do something with like a move or a change. I don't know, but it's like, even if it's been multiple moves over time, it's like ultimate, but you thought you were going for some way, like, I'm going here for a promotion, like doing all these things to get a promotion. It's like, bam, met my soul family, or bam, met the love of my life. 2 kids, 2 dogs later. Like, I don't know, like, it just feels like there's this beautiful path, but again, how I felt was surrender, and I feel like this is how you got here, was surrender. And if you're like, I don't feel surrendered right now, I actually feel very, like, tight. I think this is what you're supposed to release is, you know, release that everything needs to make sense. Release the feeling that, because I feel you've been protected in the past of having a plan. You've been protected in the past of, like, people being like, what's your 5-year plan? Or let's have my list going. I need to do this and this and this. That's protected you in the past. But now it's become a hindrance. Now it's shackles. It's shackling you somewhere. You're meant to move, to be free. So it's like releasing this. But I feel like this feels lighter than the other readings. Like, I feel this can be done. It can still be hard, but I feel it doesn't feel as painful because maybe you've been releasing stuff and so you're used to the feeling. So maybe you've developed calluses here, metaphorically, in your life, where it's like, oh, another kernel thing has grown and is festering. Go, gotta release it. So this could be like that feeling to you of like, oh, okay, you're telling me I need to release being, like, trying to plan things more. Okay, like, I can work on that. It could be that, or you're just very susceptible to, not is susceptible? No, like, you're very, that's not the right word. You take in and you apply what clarity, what information you're given from other people and your soul family, your spirit team. But you do have a spirit soul family too. So I feel like really this is something I've been personally doing more, is like calling specifically on my soul family because they are ancestors. There's also a lot of soulmates in there that have reincarnated with you over and over and over again. So they basically feel like ancestors at this point. Your soul family has a very specific, different energy than guides or angels that aren't connected to you in that way, because your soul family has literally reincarnated with you so much, and you have very similar missions, or you have missions or purposes in this world that, like, they go so well together. They click, they form a puzzle of helping the greater good almost, you know, as well as yourselves. So you help each other and you help the world in different ways and in similar ways, like similar energies or different ways, or same ways, different energies. So I'm really hearing to call on your soul family, like really start connecting with your soul family and channel messages from them and be like, can you help me release this need to stay in such control and really help support me to move, like, freely and surrender. And so I feel like this love, part of it's also connecting with the love of your soul family in the ether. And I feel okay, I'm getting big shivers in my head with this. Like, so this feels like I'm getting to the point here. We're uncovering this bit by bit. Your soul family in the ether wants to help connect you to your soul family on earth. And your soul family on earth, again, is like people you've reincarnated with over and over and over again. And a divine counterpart, like a romantic counterpart, can be within this soul family as well as a whole bunch of people, or just maybe it's a few people, it's 3 people, 2 people, 1 person. It's like you're just meant to connect with your soul family, but it's like to surrender and release what you think has to happen. And it's like if you found out right now the ways you would meet them, it's like your jaw would drop. You'd be like, honestly, I don't get it. It's not supposed to make logical sense. It's not. It's like I'm hearing like your spirit team's helping you jump timelines, quantum leap, do all these things. So it's like, don't worry, we got this. You just do your thing, which is listening to the guidance and flowing with the guidance. So that's like a very strong message for you here. So now I actually feel like we can look at this now that I feel like it was kind of secretive at first. I don't know, that was very interesting. I loved it though. This energy, I really like this energy. Key, ooh, I don't know, this feels big. 33, so that's a mirrored number because they're the same. And also 6. 6 is the Lover's card in tarot. 6 is also representing, like, when you work on yourself and you let go of things, like, that can help. That's a very supportive thing in your life. And so, like, I'm hearing when you release, you invite in love. And again, love in many different ways here. And look, it's a heart on the key. So I really feel there's this immense love you're supposed to feel. And 8, I'm seeing it as like reciprocity almost. It's like almost like I give and receive, I give and receive, I receive and I give, I receive and I give. Like, that's the energy with these people you're supposed to meet in your life. Sorry if you couldn't see that. I'm being not very great with showing the cards at an appropriate angle and height. But I'm still learning. It's fine. I have not really filmed in this new space. And then we have Jupiter as well as Earth. And I'm hearing grounding into this love, grounding into this key. Like, this reading right now is giving you the key. It's to surrender. And 3s, I'm thinking of the 3s in tarot as well. So we have the 3 of Swords, which is usually heartbreak. And so I feel like you've been through heartbreak, and that could be friendships, it could be romantic counterparts, all of that stuff. And it's like you've learned to heal yourself through that, because then there's also the 3 of Cups, which is celebration with other people. And I feel like this is what you crave. 3 of Pentacles, it's collaboration. It's like building something with other people. Like, you each have a part to play, kind of like what I was talking about with your soul family. What is the last one? Oh, 3 of Wands is like, the 2 of Wands is you're getting these ideas, and the horizon's behind you, and you can't yet see it. But the 3 of Wands is like, you get to turn around, and it's like, oh, that's my horizon. Like, I see where I'm headed now. So there's something about 3s of like almost going through this progression of like, you're leaving the 3 of Swords behind you, and you're craving the other 3s. And so this right now is giving you the key, the insight of looking at what you're going towards. And right now it's like really connecting with your etheric soul family to help lead you to your soul family here on the ground, like grounded in the earth, real physical soul family. I'm almost being like, are you real? Like, I almost want to be like, shit. Being like, no, you can't be real. You're too good to be true. It's like, they're like, no, I'm real. And you're just keeping like, you sure? It's like, yes, they exist. I'm real. Like, I exist. I'm real. And so I feel like it's going to be kind of an awe and a beautiful shock when you meet these people or this person. It's like, slap myself a little too hard. Be careful if you do that. Get consent if they like a little slaps, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I just feel this is in the cards for you. I've never said that during a reading. That was really satisfying. It's in the cards. It's in the card. Well, we're about to get you some more. Okay. I'm gonna pull a couple from my own deck, A Gentle Journey Oracle. Are we using this deck? I don't know, I'm like looking at all my decks and I'm like, do I need you? I think this is another thing, is like, I'm seeing I have all these decks and I have all this stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if I actually need you. We have this. Like, we have this message. And I feel like that's how you're going to feel when you meet these people or this person in your soul family in the physical. It's like, I don't need just anybody in my life. Like, I have you. It's like, I have my people. I have my person. Like, I don't need to keep searching. But your soul family, it's like you can meet more as you go along your life. Or maybe some of them, it's like you met them as a beautiful time and then you part ways beautifully, and then you meet other people. That feels more for like the platonic people. I feel there could be some romance, but I feel like the romance we're talking about here is kind of like, this is the key to your heart. Like, they have the key to your heart. You have the key to their heart. So no one's going anywhere in that regard. And I'm feeling very lightheaded with that one. But it's kind of like, why do I need to keep like, why do I need to pull other cards? Like, why do I need to talk to other people when I have you, when I have this message, when I have this clarity that it's you in my life that I need? So I feel these people or this person are extremely fulfilling, and you really fulfill them. Again, this give and receive. And then this is also the diamond suit. So I'm just viewing it as, I just heard perfect proportions. So maybe I feel like you guys are just very physically attracted to each other no matter what you look like. But I feel like it's like this perfect fit. The key fits perfectly in the lock. It just, I don't know, the diamond just looks sturdy. Like, yeah. Okay, so 2 fell out from a Gentle Journey Oracle. Listen to your gut, not to them. You know and they do not. So I feel there's this message here of when you do learn to let go and people are like, what's your plan? And you go, honestly, the only plan I have is to listen to my heart, listen to my soul, listen to my gut. And people go, that's a terrible idea. You will never get what you want in life. You can say respectfully, no. That is very untrue. Or just ignore. It's kind of like keep your energy to yourself. When people try to bring you down, say that's never going to work, you can just say, okay. And just, it hits a wall, but not you. It's just like bounces right off of you. It's just like, no. I feel this is something you've actually already learned. I'm hearing like thick skin, like thick aura, like the aura around you. You've developed a very good protective shield, but sometimes someone can say something just right and an arrow like hits you in the heart. It's like you didn't have a protective shield for that kind of energy. It's like, and it hurts. This is where I'm kind of actually getting the 3 of Sword energy. And so it's like you have to pull it out. So during this transition, there could be things that sting you that you haven't been aware of yet that might sting you, but this is nothing to be feared. It's just acknowledging that it's not bad if things hurt. It's like you're going to pull out the sword, you're going to pull out the arrow, ask your soul family, say, please help me heal. Also your whole spirit team really in this part too, like, please help me heal. But it's like you keep moving. It's like, ouch, that comment really hurt. Or ouch, I thought you were my friend and would support me, but I guess that's really sad that that's not the case. And so there might be some of that, but this, again, this feels very minimal compared to the surrender and peace and fulfillment you feel when you let all of that go. So this just, like I'm hearing, this is just kind of any transition. But again, like the 3 of Swords, I feel like you worked through so much of that energy that these just, they hurt, they sting, but it's not like they're huge. Because again, it was like, I'm hearing this like arrow that's like, the way I viewed it was very thin, like a needle. And so it's like, ooh, I don't like that. And when a lot of them come at once, it can be like, ouch, that really, really hurts. But it's like, bing, 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 like take it out. And so they're not huge swords. I feel like you've worked through that. Like you've developed so much love for yourself. You've developed so much love for yourself and your soul and your life here on earth, where you're like, you know, to listen to your gut and not to them. Like you've learned this, but there's some things whenever a transition comes, it can still hurt a little bit, but that's how I'm hearing. It's just a little bit. And you've learned to let them go. And then I'm hearing someone's going to come along and have the key to your heart and open your heart and be like, oh, and they like give you part of their heart, you give them part of theirs, and it's like, that's a beautiful experience. So it's like, I don't know, it's just like you're working towards this beautiful experience. And then we have hope is not naive, hope is an inspiration, hope is fuel, hope is a warm embrace. Yes, be hopeful on this journey. Again, since there's so much surrender and there's so many different parts of this path that lead you to meeting your soul family, it's like hope, keep the hope alive. There might be really hard days. This is basically, I feel like, the journey I've been on. Like, I'm feeling like I identify a lot with this part of the reading, is like, I keep the hope alive, and there are some days that sometimes things just really sting and hurt, and I feel really down, and my hope doesn't feel really there. But then it's like I literally call on my spirit team, I call on my soul family. A lot of, like, my ancestors greatly support me through these times, and I feel like I say, give me certain signs. I feel like the ancestors come through. Like, they give you signs like no other energy does, because they get you, they know you, and they're like, oh, my baby needs my help. Like, I feel like all energies are like, that's our baby. Don't fuck with our baby. And so it's like baby needs help, baby gets help. So times when you have like, I don't know. What is like, what's foot, is it, no. Not Footloose. No, what's the one where they like don't put baby in a corner? Maybe you're into that movie, or maybe you like to call yourself baby, or people really close to you do, or something. I don't know. Or maybe you already feel like your spirit team calls you baby. That just feels so humorous to me. I get a huge wave of energy with that. So I feel for one or a couple of you, that's a very specific message. Because I just literally felt like an influx of, when I do a personal reading, that's the energy I felt right there. But this is literally for all of you as well. So maybe this will open up the portal for you to realize you are baby. You are baby. You're just a cute little baby soul on Earth. But I feel like you're actually very old souls. But on Earth, they're like, oh, they're a baby again because they forget everything. Except when they connect and tap in, and they're like, I'm old. I feel like your spirit teams have a lot of humor, which I love. Ancestors. I feel like, again, I was talking about ancestors. Your ancestors are so great. This is what I'm saying. Connect with, like, very specifically also ancestral energy when you are feeling like you don't have a lot of hope. They get signs to you. Like, I don't know how to tell you. When I, like, ask my spirit team in general, I'm like, I feel like it's like, it feels like the signs I always get, I don't know, I'll be like, amp it up, and they will, but when I'm like, okay, now, but specifically ancestors, I feel like they're like, ooh, this is only on us, so we gotta make it juicy. They're not diluted with the whole spirit team being involved. They're like, nope, sorry everybody else, they asked us specifically, so we gotta do it as weird as we want, like as fun as we want. So I don't know, I just feel this huge, I feel like a lot of your ancestors just really came in here and is giving you so much love, so much support, and they're really helping you. I feel like your ancestors are the key to finding your soul family on Earth. Truly, your ancestors play a big role. So if you don't already connect with your ancestors, please do, because they're the ones that help you quantum leap, baby. I just want to like talk in a different way. Woo! So pile 3. I'm obsessed. I love how I ended the readings on you with this pile. This is just, I feel so fun and giddy. Ooh, it just feels like anything's possible. Anything's gonna happen. Anything. But again, it's like, who knows? Like, I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Maybe you do, but I feel like not really. Oh my goodness. I love this. I hope this supported you. I hope this nurtured you through your transitions, your rebirth, like wherever you are right now. And if you feel like more personal support, I have my deck, A Gentle Journey Oracle, up on my website. I created it during a time when I was in a deep, dark black hole and felt like there's no way out. And my spirit team was like, we're having you channel this deck, and it's not only going to help you, but others as well. So this is what I reach for when I don't have hope, when I'm literally like, life is not going well at all, and it feels pointless to try to do this, which is like kind of the opposite of the energy I'm usually in. So that's what, when I go to this deck, and then it literally always pulls me out. Like, I feel like my ancestors are in this deck actually quite a bit, like ancestor energy. I've never actually channeled that message ever. Like, I feel like I'm just finding that out for the first time. This is very heavily ancestor. Cool. I like cherish this deck even more now. Wow. I mean, I love my whole spirit team, but me, you know, you heard me rattle on about ancestors. I also have personal soul readings up on my website. I have different kinds, different price ranges, so whatever you feel called to, if you feel called to any of them. And I also have currently unique oracle art on my website. Once they're gone, they're gone. They are made, channeled for specific souls. I don't know who they are yet until you buy them, but they each have a poem that I channeled that greatly share the energy. They're for different parts of your life's transformation. So one could call to you depending on a transformation you're going on. And that's the beautiful part of it. I'm like, I don't know who's getting them, but the energy is potent and it's meant to support you. 3 of them are journals, which I collaged on over them. They're all thrifted journals, thrifted magazines that I used to collage. And then I cut up a bunch of fun words and made channeled phrases throughout the journal to support you as you work with the energy of the journal. And that's my little spiel of what I have to support you. And I'm sending you so much love. Sending you a big squeeze, a big hug. Also, your ancestors are. I'm hearing right now my ancestors are hugging your ancestors, so I feel like our ancestors know each other, and that's really cool. Is this a family gathering? Love this for us. Okay, I hope this supported you once again, and I hope to see you later. Bye.